It was on the way. Speaking
guys.
of on the way.
Who's producing that? Is it Kyle?
Is it Kyle?
JD?
Did we get hello
Yeah,
to
we
the
like
internet?
JD
It's
better
Kyle?
anyway. What's going on, everyone? You got Rex and my buddy John.
Still not on any of the graphics, but that's okay, man. I understand.
You didn't give them a payment? You got to pay them.
You got to pay
them
for
to
that.
get that graphic. So who do we got here? It's your worst nightmare. Uh-oh. Hey, Kyle.
It's Kyle. Is that Ronald? Seen it already?
JD is much more polite. Is Ron there? It's Kyle during dinner.
No.
Well, gee, Kyle, what are you having for dinner? We all want to know now.
I know, right? We all want to know now.
So what are we here today to do? Oh, comic books, right?
No, I thought we were going to be. This was This Week in Watches.
Yes.
We'll
John wore another watch that you can't really tell time. You know, for John, it's his fashion statement.
You can tell it's evening.
Then why are you always looking at your phone for the time?
I'm not looking at the phone for my time. I'm looking at my phone because I got a variety of stuff going on.
Yeah, yada, yada, yada.
I do. Before we get started in comic books from yesterday, yesteryear, the Dynamic Forces Vault, the Dynamite Vault, I wanted to talk about what was out this week from Dynamite. First book we have out is, you may have heard this book before, I'm pretty sure this is Christopher Priest and Vampirella. This is a character that's timeless. Absolutely everyone that reads this keeps reading it. I never hear anyone say, oh, I picked up Vampirella 1 and 2 and then I dropped the book. That's never the case. Artwork here is super nice. This is more of like a classic take on Vampirella. We're going to be getting a ton of not classic but very cool takes from with Vampyverse, which is that who's doing Vampyverse again?
I don't know. Who's doing Vampyverse, Amy?
Tom Snigalski?
Amy says she has to look.
It's Tom Snigalski. My Dynamite sense kid.
So who do we got? Oh, hey, we got Ron. We got Will. Hey guys. What's happening? Thanks for joining us.
So basically, as a publisher, Dynamite's going to cover the full spectrum. You're going to get the classic stuff. I mean, they've already got like the omnibus stuff, but you're going to get kind of like the current version of Vampirella, and then you're going to get these sort of Vampirella is getting the Sonya Versal treatment. You know what I mean? Which, you know, we're going to see Vampirella from different settings, different sort of, and we've seen a tiny little bit of that before, not from Tom, but we saw Vampirella be a central figure in Legendary, which I think we have something up here from Legendary. We're going to get to a little bit later.
Yeah, we got a good mix.
We've seen space battling Vampirella, where it's Vampirella versus aliens, which is a Dynamite Dark Horse gimmick, I think. And we've sort of seen Vampirella in the Apocalypse. That's another line that's going on right now, where Vampirella is sort of, you know, what does it mean when you're undead and everybody else is undead around you? You know what I mean? Suddenly you're not so special anymore. So there's going to be, feeling. I know, right? There's going to be the full spectrum of Vampirella.
Well, you know, it's timeless character, so you have that kind of flexibility, that ability to put her in different scenarios, and it still works.
We've had different takes, we've had different costumes. Some have been more popular than others. Dynamite, I can't remember what this was now. One of my all-time favorite Vampirella stories was it was kind of like Elseworlds, and I cannot remember for the life of me now what Dynamite called it, but it was basically Vampirella was a human on a planet of vampires, and that was really cool to see her be like
the other end of the
spectrum. Dynamite did a short run of those. We also had Doc Savage not being the smartest guy in the room.
Will caught it also in space.
Yeah.
So, and we got Patrick. Hey, Patrick, thanks for joining us tonight. So,
before we get started, too,
go ahead.
Thank everybody for joining us.
Yes, absolutely.
You know, we appreciate you taking the time out. I realize that, you know, it's a busy world. People have options.
And you may have something better to do.
Don't look at those options. Thank you. Don't have anything better to do.
Altered States.
Altered States. Who is that contributor? I can't really make out the name. Welcome, new person who knew it was Altered States.
New person.
The other book I want to talk about real quick before we get to the merch is this is a book I sort of had a tiny little bit of an ear in, like hearing being developed, being here in the office. I didn't say anything because that didn't seem to be cool. Plus, I have a good online relationship with several of the creators on this book. Right. So again, I didn't, it didn't seem okay to talk about it.
John, they just drew your ear in this book. That's exactly what they did.
What?
You didn't have an ear in the making of this book. They just drew your ear in the book.
Hey, it still counts.
It still counts.
It's more than I'm in the book.
Hey, Kyle, what'd you have for dinner?
Yeah, but
tacos.
Tacos.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm feeling like tacos now.
So it's going to be a taco episode?
Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. It could be.
The book I'm talking about is Elvira Meets Vincent Price. For me, this is Dynamite Comics in a nutshell. It's why I've been reading Dynamite Comics. It's cool. It's funky. It's funny. It features characters that I absolutely love. And let me guess. Do we have the usual suspects here for this? We do. Written by Dave Avallone. Dave, happy birthday, one day late. Juan Samu did the art. Taylor Esposito did the letters, but nobody pays attention to the lettering anyway, Taylor. And this costume.
Ouch.
This cover, this is cover A, and it's done by Dave Acosta, one of the two double Ds that Elvira will frequently mention. It's just a lot of fun. No spoilers. I'm not going to say anything about the book other than to please go and buy it and then come back and thank us next week.
And let us know what you think of John's ear after you.
I know, right? Somewhere in here, my ear is drawn. No, I don't want to say that because people look over the book and be like, "There's no ear in there." Yeah, no, there's not. One last thing I want to mention really quickly. We talk a lot about food.
We do.
We do talk a lot about food tonight. I'm going to very quickly
because I never have dinner before we come on the air.
I know.
That's
we're always
problem.
super hungry.
It's always at the front of my mind.
The other thing that Rex is usually slamming to make it through his difficult 5.5-hour Jetsons day is coffee. A friend of mine and I started a coffee company a few years back. Since then, she's taken it over because, just like with Amy, it had to be done correctly. Nobody wants me to be a part of this. It's called Dead Sled Coffee. Now you're like, why are you mentioning this? Because they have an Elvira roast and they have a Vincent Price roast. Licensed sort of. It's pumpkin.
But tell them about the high caffeine one. That's the one I'm getting.
There's one that, there is one. It's a high caffeine one. It's Robert Englund. It's a Freddy Krueger Don't Fall Asleep coffee. And it's got a huge pop of caffeine in it. You can find it at deadsledcoffee.com. It's really simple. If anyone's interested, find me on social media. I'll shoot a link up or, I don't want to waste too much time, but I thought we walked in today. I got the email, the text that those things had gone up on the website, and this book just dropped this week. So it seemed sort of like.
Let her know I'm happy to taste test for her. She said
I am actually going to contact her and tell her that, some coffee should be set because Nick has been publishing this stuff for a long time. And
I need to drink it. Forget about Nick and the publishing.
Forget about Nick and the publishing.
But we've got an interesting mix of that tonight. I think we covered everything, right? So
yeah,
I think graded books. We've got remarked. We always have remarks.
We've got remarked book. We've got slabs books.
We have signed books. We have Silver Age books. So just everything that seems like people have been interested in. We tried to bring a little bit of everything in there. And just a reminder, Friday night, 7 to 8, we have our original art show, which I tried to grab some of it, but Nick wouldn't let go of it, so I was afraid we were going to rip yet another piece of original art, which would be a travesty in and of itself. So I just let it go and said, okay, fine, Nick, you can have it for your Friday show. But what do you want to go with first? You start.
You know what? What do we want to go with?
You're like Vanna White. You always do the.
I know, thinking. Right? Well, you know what? Why don't we start with a slabs book?
Let's go for it. That's the is that the starter kit? I think that's the starter kit.
Oh, you know what? Here, I'm sorry. That is the starter kit, which we're absolutely going to get to. But a lot of people really seem to kind of groove on these slab books. So I was like, you know what? Will of the people. Listen to them do it. This is Will of the People. This is the Patrick Gleason variant of Carnage, Black, White, and Blood, written by Al Ewing. And
we have one.
And we have one. This is sort of it.
Unlike the day that we seem to have three of everything.
I know.
Monday, right?
Well, So guess what?
What?
I stole Nick's keys and broke into the vault.
Ah,
What do you got?
nice.
So if we want to preview some art for Friday that people might want.
Oh, we absolutely do.
Well,
Hold on
we're
to
not
that.
going to preview it. I'm just going to give it all to John, so it won't be here on Friday.
No, I don't touch original art or Silver Age books. No, absolutely not. I'm touching stuff
when you
that's
get a
slab.
second, maybe they'd like to see it.
Absolutely.
They can see what they could grab on Friday.
Absolutely. We'll do this before the break. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Amy,
Thank
hold
you,
on for a
Amy.
second. I'm running out of space. Thank you.
You think Amy gets like 4 different paychecks because she does like 4 different jobs?
Well,
I wish.
I think one was just putting up with us, but
Well, I know, right? That's the babysitting check. This is just a very cool book.
all right. So
What are we going to charge people for this?
this one is a 9.8,
Yeah, this
and we
is,
only have one, so we really don't have a lot of.
I was going to
reviews.
say this does not seem like a Wheeler Deal book. This
So-
seems like
So for this particular one, we're looking at 84, and you are guaranteed to get the 9.8 because we only have one, and it is protected from John's hands.
yeah. This is it. It's like one of one. This is all it is.
So Amy, you're reading the chats, right? I think Kyle's asking you
If
something.
you do some lights.
Yeah, we need some light, but nothing we
I'm
can
not
do
a light
about it.
expert, sadly.
You want to move this outside? It's a sunny day.
It
We're
is.
going to be out in the parking
It's
lot.
not 900 degrees either, but we're right next to the highway,
Oh, that'd be awful.
so the sound
You'd be
might be a little
screaming.
sketchy. But that might actually increase viewership if they can't hear us. They just hear traffic noises.
I hate to say it, this is a book that kind of sells itself, right?
It does.
Slab, it's a 9.8. It's Carnage. The whole Spider Venom Carnage world is just radioactively hot. It doesn't need a lot of.
And the other night, I think Nick and I were on a show and we were talking about, how far out CGC is right now. And that's the other problem. Now, they were saying, I can't confirm this. They were saying, you can wait as long as 24 months. I don't know if they're that far back. But I do know submissions for CGC, for PSA, for all of these grading companies, whether they be comic books or cards, they're like, they've been pushed way out.
They're sort of.
That's what happened when people. What happens when people get stuck at
It's
home.
everything. People waited 6 months to get a driver's license. People are waiting 6 months to get their passport.
Well, I think they got slammed because all of a sudden everybody had the opportunity to say, hey, you know what? Let me go through my collection, whether it be comics or trading cards, and say, hey, you know what? Let me get all the stuff I've been meaning to get submitted. And then everybody submitted it all at once, and now they've got a backlog. So that's really the other problem is the amount of time.
Last time CGC emailed me, it was 16 weeks if you
Wow.
fast passed it.
That's 4 months
Wow.
to you and me.
Yeah. Did you tell by your fancy watch? Yes, another watch that I look at it. I couldn't tell you what time it is anywhere. Okay. What does it tell? Like 42 time zones or something?
This watch is a Hamilton, which
We were just talking about that.
the year it was bought by Swatch went from having cool plastic watches in the 80s to owning Hamilton, which is one of the best watch companies in this
Yes.
country. To celebrate, they did a collection of, and this is going to be a nice segue. Unfortunately, we don't have the book this week. They did a segue of James Bond watches. They did a watch
I think I remember
for
seeing that.
every movie.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing that.
I, of course,
Bought every one.
no, I did not. I did not buy every one. I
Don't-
bought 3.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I have
Is your wife
one
watching?
left.
Is that why you don't want to say that? I'm sorry. No, he didn't. I take that back. I
I'll just
retract
throw
that
this
statement.
up here real quick because,
I gotta admit, I
This
was
is-
joking with John. I said we're gonna do a new watch every week that you have in your collection, and it actually I asked how long can you go with this, and what did you say?
I could, in theory, if I did a new watch every week that people haven't seen before, I could do it for 37 weeks before,
Is that scary or
before
what?
I'd have to buy more watches.
If your wife is watching, you're saying. I mean, what else can I say?
If my wife is watching, I'm just saying that for the show. I got 2 watches, day and night.
She goes, yeah. I don't
Obviously,
think
this
so.
watch was for the movie Goldfinger, which is why it's so understated.
That's very
and small.
Yeah,
Um,
tiny. Goldfinger didn't need to know the time.
they,
He could change the time with his
I
money.
know, right? We are the James Bond books we do here at Dynamite are just. I say this all the time. In the last 10 years or so, I've enjoyed the comics more than the movies. I'm not slamming the movies. I'm not slamming the actor who plays Bond or anything like that. I just really prefer what is being done in the comics.
And we won't have an actor that played James Bond in the movies as a guest anytime soon, thanks to John.
Yeah, there is that. All right, well, I don't
So-
know if that was in the budget anyway.
Will says he has never worn a watch.
How does he know when to? Oh, you know
He
what?
tells the time the same way you do. He looks on his phone.
I know, right? He's also he probably hits like, subscribe, share, follow, friend, and the notification bell. So he knows
John was actually a little upset by that statement.
time to waste 2 hours because, Rex and John.
What do you want to do next?
I'll tell you exactly what we're going to do
Oh,
next.
he knew.
Ding.
Right to it, beeline it. You've been thinking about this.
I absolutely love this. This is Red Sonja, near and dear to my congested heart. This is Red Sonja number 4. Gail Simone, Walter Giovanni, 2 people I also have a great Twitter relationship with. This is the high-end Jenny Frison blood red cover. This is, when I say this is limited, this is super limited. We have like a few of these.
We have 3. And
the line art of Jenny's is beautiful.
And yeah, we've talked about this before. I mean, whether it be black and white, the blood red, emerald green, whatever the case may be. There's something about the line art. There's a clean,
the line art really, and I'm certainly not slamming colorists or anything like that, but the line art, when you kind of get this blood red or whatever, is just.
Your list of enemies is growing tonight. Let's see, you slammed James Bond actors, letterers, okay, and now colorists. I mean, my God, they're going to be lining up outside the door looking for you, John. And I will totally disavow that I had anything to do with it.
You know what? You know what? I love letterers and people like this.
Yeah, you say that now.
Well, no, because I just realized Joe Carmagna is probably watching this. He follows me on social media. I'm going to have to send donuts to his house so I don't get blocked, reported, and unfollowed.
I never, ever get donuts sent to my house. I'm just saying, John. But this one, suggested retail is $75, and tonight we have it for $23.
Wow.
And we have 3.
I'm expecting that these will be all sold out. $23.
Well, it's not to give you a note live on the air or anything, but I could see John's hand starting to shake before we're getting to how much these books are, and I could see Wilfredo's trigger finger getting a little itchy. Just him and Ron are sitting there going, "How much is the book?" John's hand starting to shake because he's not getting he's skipping arm day to come and do the show.
And T-Pain has claimed the Red Sonja.
Nice job.
T-Pain, good pickup, man. There will be a link in the comments momentarily for everyone to fill out if they pick stuff up. That way we can get you out invoices in the time.
As soon as Kyle gets that taco out of the way.
Well, that's kind of the problem. That's why I'm not on screen with y'all, is that I may or may not still be working on one.
You didn't get it from Taco Bell, did you?
Oh, no, we made them.
Taco Bell. I'd kill the broadcast myself.
Yeah, Taco Bell.
If I wanted to eat gas station food, I'd just go to the gas station.
I know, right?
They have tacos in gas stations in Ohio? I didn't know that.
No, but it's the same beef you get when you buy one of those hot dogs that's been on the roller for 37 hours.
Listen, I got to sit with John. I don't want to know what's in the food because John's been telling me and it's starting to scare me a little bit, so I don't really want to know.
Right.
So what do you want to do next, Captain America?
Captain America. This is just an amazing. This is Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale. It is
signed in silver.
It is silver signature series signed by Jeff Loeb. This is Captain America White #1. There's not a whole lot of these out there. I absolutely love Sale's take here. It very, very much is a little bit of a callback to the art style from The Invaders, who is Frank Robbins. Am I getting this name right? Is it Frank Robbins? Frank Robbins had a style which at the time some people didn't get. And now you go back and you read The Invaders and you're like, this is amazing. It reads like the world's greatest comic strip, art-wise. And I think Sale, maybe intentionally, maybe unintentionally, kind of, vibes a little bit of that. Is this a deal where we're supposed to tell them the price first? Like, let me show you this $93 book. Is that what Kyle wants us to do?
I don't know what Kyle wants to do. Kyle's eating tacos. But tonight we have 2 available and at $69.99.
And I'll tell you right now, we talk about this a lot. You will not find this book out in the wild for $69.99. I know you love
again with the wild.
You know what? You start heading to some of these shows in the shady parts of the country. That book is easily $100 to $125. It's probably priced.
And now John's just insulted the shady parts of this country as well. The list is growing.
It's probably $125, and the dealer will settle at $100.
John, aren't you in New Jersey? Isn't that the shadiest part of the country?
No,
I mean, it is called the Garden State for a reason.
Listen, Taco Boy.
According to a recent poll, New Jersey's the #1 state in the country based on the criteria. Food.
Right, but I mean, like they got the name the Garden State for some reason, right? There's got to be a lot of overgrowth.
If you live in South Jersey, you see exactly why it's Garden State. There are plenty of farms here. My wife's garden, side garden,
quite a bit,
is half an acre, and that's just our side garden is half an acre.
So stick that in your taco, Kyle.
Hey, I'm in an area where there's no shade because we've taken all the trees down to build factories, so I get it.
Don't make fun of Kyle because he lives in an urban landscape.
He makes me sad by saying that, by his moment of truth.
Have you not
I'm allergic to all the trees anyway, so I'm good with it.
Yeah, but there were zombies.
It's Ohio.
Okay, I had nothing to do with that. Viewers in Ohio, okay? John, I'm not walking out with you, dude. Because there's going to be a sniper out there waiting to take you out, man. I do not. Let me go first. Okay,
you go first.
I'm going to go first.
Start my car, will you?
Oh, yeah, right.
That's just a really. I'm going to put this up here one more time.
Yeah,
we're having a little
by
bit
Jeff
of fun.
Loeb, Silver Signature Series.
Silver Signature Series.
And you and I talked
Jeff
about
Loeb.
this. That that Ken Hazer remarks, the signatures in silver. Anything in a paint pen becomes enormously difficult because paint pen globs, and you have to let them dry.
It's not the best.
It's not the best.
When you have that kind of talent to make it the best, that's pretty cool.
Should we do a remark?
How many of those books do we have again?
We have 2.
We have 2 of them. So I'm imagining at least one will go in the first hour, one will go in the second hour.
What do you want to do?
You mentioned Ken Hazer.
Yes.
And remarks. So kind of like the genie in Aladdin. You ain't never had a co-host like me. This is Flash 750.
It's remarked by
Ken
Hazer.
It is remarked by Ken Hazer, signed here. It is done in, you know what? I think this looks like it's gold ink, but because it's red, it's hard to tell.
Looks like gold ink, maybe.
Does that look like gold ink, or does that look more like bronze? Anyway, it's probably gold because, let's be honest, the Flash is red and gold.
And it looks like he used, I don't know, like a Sharpie for the rest of it.
I was going to say this looks like a combination of a Sharpie and like some sort of metallic.
The fact that he could do a sketch with a paint pen and a Sharpie. I can't even write things down on a piece of paper without getting Sharpie on it.
This is another one of these books. When they do these sort of anniversary books now, there's just a ridiculous. It's like a concert bus full of creators. The writers on this are Josh Williamson, Jeff Johns, Marv Wolfman, Scott Lobdell, on and on and on.
And Will is a big collector of Ken Hazer. We love his stuff too, Will. I mean, I absolutely, the guy has such range.
We talk about Ken a lot.
Yeah,
the range, his ability. It's a little bit, it's really up there. We've seen some
retail. Suggested retail is $89.99. Tonight we have the Flash Ken Hazer sketch for $50. Sorry, we got to get to that part. People don't know what it's called.
People are screaming at Kyle in DMs. What's the point?
Ronald is losing his mind. It's okay. How much? I'm gonna buy it. Just tell me.
I know, right?
He's tired of hearing us
He's waiting for a shot.
We can't help it. This is just us.
$50. This is an amazing sort of. If you're, we've talked before about remarks. They're the gateway for original art.
Yeah. But I mean, even so, you have your own collector market. I mean, I know Ron's a big collector. It looks like Will is as well. Because really, the Hazer sketches that we have are they're different than a remark. It's not just a sketch on an existing cover.
He kind of takes the remark to a new level. I mean, no disrespect to any other artists, but everybody has seen you get the blank cover, you get a cute little sketch, and you're happy.
Come on, you got more enemies now than Al Capone. You might as well just say what you mean.
My last episode. Do you want to? I'm not allowed to touch them. Would you like to touch a Silver Age book?
No, you can touch them.
No,
Nick's not here.
No, that's no. Well, all right. Maybe I'll hold it. What do we want to start with? Maybe we'll start with. We've been doing these. We got a lot of requests and stuff like that.
Yes, we have. So we've been actively trying to because we got to get these on the open market just like anybody else. Nick has a few friends here and there, but he's actively hunting for them. just to spark up the show, to appeal to a different viewer, I guess. I know a lot of people collect.
Nick is also guzzling Pepto at the thought of me holding a Silver Age book. My guess is when we come back from the break, I will not be holding a Silver Age book.
But
Ron will take the Flash 750.
Good job, Ron. That's a nice book. That's a real nice book.
So, are we? Hey, Kyle,
do we have an estimated grade for this book?
We do, but John's holding a Silver Age book, and I feel like if he has to pick it up again, we're just,
I'm very uncomfortable. I do not want to do the Silver Age book.
Then I'm happy if you're uncomfortable.
Yeah, here.
No, I
nice.
like you being comfortable.
I'm going to put this back.
So what do we got? Let's talk about the book. We got 2 minutes.
We got X-Men. Amy, do we know the presumed grade or?
I have it written down.
On number 44, X-Men 44.
4.5.
4.5.
It's a presumed 4.5 grade. It is a nice copy. It's one of these books that just really kind of like captures the essence of Marvel Silver Age.
And I don't need to say this, we pick up other ones in the open market, great, but we have, for all the Silver Age stuff, we have one. Because as soon as we can get one, we just throw it right up on the shelf.
Silver Age books don't really last in captivity too long. They get bagged and tagged, captivity.
And I find some of your comparisons quite interesting.
Do you not watch Discovery Channel?
Apparently not as much as you do.
Guys, real quick, we show the preview of the art before commercial.
We will.
Yes. What we're learning though is that John is the Joe Exotic of comics.
How about, you know what, that's pretty accurate. Do you want to tell people how much this book costs?
The not John price of $42.
Okay.
So, all right. So, what do we have here? I don't even know what we have.
That's
all right. So, this looks like an Amazing Spider-Man, number 48, page 4, and I'm having trouble reading.
By Mark Bagley.
Mark Bagley. There we go. Why don't you just tell us what it is? Do you have the list? Here we go. And all of this will be on Friday night on the Experience, 7 to 8. Nick will have this and other original art. I know we're starting to get some fans there. So let's look at the next one. This one is also Mark Bagley, Amazing Spider-Man, number 45, page 5. All right, oops. And we're going to throw this. We'll have all of this artwork on Friday night, and we'll also post them on Facebook. So anybody who wants to check it out, the photos of the art, we can do that. This is also Bagley. Also,
The Unknown would like the X-Men 44.
What's that?
The Unknown would like the X-Men 44.
He's got it,
and it is sold. Nice.
Got it.
Unknown. This is a super nice book. I'm going to put this up here again so you can get one last look at it. This is a really nice book. This is going to be put over to the side, not touched by my hands.
Major concern of Wilfredo.
I know, right?
Spider-Man number 57, page 8. There we go. Also Bagley. All right. Original art is really.
So it looks like this kid Bagley might make it with the company, you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think he might have a future in this.
He might have a future in comics.
Marvel 2-in-1. What's this one?
That's Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four. Keith Dollard. Issue number 204. Looks like page 16. So is this a splash page? I don't want to take it out, but so you're just gonna have to tune in on Friday.
Did you say that's Keith Pollard?
I think so. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Amy just confirmed it.
So that means it's actually Keith.
Yes, it is.
So tune in Friday, guys, and we will post this on Facebook for anybody who wants to take a look at the picks prior. And Kyle, I guess we got to go.
We're going to break.
Yeah, we'll be right back after these messages from us.
Thank you.
There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit ComicShopLocator.com to find a store near you.
And we're back.
Who
else are you going to insult now?
I'm not going to insult anybody. I was just told to be very careful with the books by the cover artist of cover A, Elvira Meets Vincent Price. I'm trying to hold this as gently as I can. Dave Acosta, right before we went on the air, I tweeted a photo of this, and Dave Acosta responded with, "Stop folding the corners of my comps."
You know what? It's almost worth watching you get nervous about touching a comic. I'm not touching anything else tonight.
This will be taken out of the comp rotation. We'd like to assure Mr. Acosta.
No, this is his.
This is out this week. We are at hashtag NCBD New Comic Book Day. You can follow that hashtag on Twitter. You'll see pretty much everything that's, everything that's coming out this week, particularly from Dynamite. This Elvira Meets Vincent Price is it's a lot of fun. Especially if you're a fan of the Elvira books that Dynamite's done previously.
Tomorrow, I'm going to make a certificate, Touched by John. Instead of gold signature series, it'll be Touched by John.
When you send out Dave's comps, put that in there. So now the creators are reaching out to me directly saying,
"Touched my comics."
Touched by John is the worst sequel to Touched by an Angel.
I know. Right? That actually devalues the book. CGC is like, no, that makes it worth much, much less.
So what do we want to do next? What do you think? You know what? Should we do the starter kit?
Oh, yeah, that's good. Do the starter kit.
High five for fans.
This starter
kit. It had a different name, but Kyle kind of pointed out that probably wouldn't work.
Oh, my goodness. This starter kit. Where are we?
Yeah, you guys, maybe you guys aren't with it on the internet, but the name you had on this was never going to fly.
What is the internet you speak of, Kyle?
What's he talking about? His Viewmaster again?
What's that?
He's talking about his Viewmaster again?
I wish I had mine. Talk about selling stuff for $1 bajillion.
We are going to be talking about starter kit. These starter kits are very, very cool.
Well, actually, it's a starter kit.
We only have one. Oh, it's a kit. I'm sorry. It's a starter kit. This is one of one. Oh, I see why it's one of one, because in here is, can you hold this for a second? Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to read off what it includes.
I love Slab's books because I can hold them with confidence.
All right, so I'm going to go through this real quick then. You're going to get one CGC 9.8 Spider-Woman #5, the Momoko variant. You're going to get one gold signature. I'll wait until, let's see. You're going to get, here, take this one. Okay. One gold signature. Where is Jake Ellis #1? First printing, signed by Nathan Edmondson. and 3 limited edition exclusive covers, 1 Marvel, 1 DC, and 1 independent. And you will get Amazing Spider-Man number 800. You will get a Batman #1 Dynamic Forces exclusive black and white pure line art cover by Jay Lee.
Oh man, Jay Lee is another artist that really, I mean, it's Jay Lee, but I really just love when he does again these sort of, monochrome books, one color book, right. Just very, very cool.
And a Chastity #1 Dynamic Forces exclusive cover.
Ooh,
so these are guaranteed. So
this was, I think, right about the time. I think
there's only one, so it's guaranteed.
This came out, I think, when Dynamic Forces or Dynamite acquired Chaos.
So altogether, retail value is $206.96, and we're going to do it tonight for $150, and you're getting all 1, 2, 5. Yeah, 5 books.
These are just, I mean, honestly, $150 for this slab book alone is probably a solid
9.8.
It's so 9.8. When you factor in, I'm going to run these again really quick just so you can see them.
Guys, remember that's who did the cover.
Right. The graded. Amy reminded us the Spider-Woman #5 is a Peach Momoko variant and graded a 9.8.
Pretty much everything that artist does becomes a chase book.
Yeah, it does.
Thankfully,
really
the slab will slow it down. But this.
Guys, guess what? She just won an Eisner.
Oh, she just won an Eisner. And that would
any
be
word on our Eisner? Or
yeah, yours is in the mail. Yours is in the mail. They lost it.
Oh, you know what? At this point, we're not even going to do comics anymore. We're just going to talk about the Eisner.
I'm good with that.
I'm pretty sure the people who tuned in are not good with that.
And I'm still kind of hungry, too. We can go back to food.
It's really funny. Every time Dynamite wins an Eisner, I go to a con like I won the Eisner. Not that I'm just like somebody who reads
the Queen's
books.
Wave?
Oh, yeah. No, I don't do the Queen's Wave. I do the what's up? What's up? What did your books win? Nothing. And people are like, dude, do you work for the company?
Oh,
no,
John, just making enemies everywhere we go tonight. Keep adding to the list.
This is really nice. And if you have not read Chastity, you should absolutely start reading Chastity because that book is a blast.
And what's Will saying here? Let's see. When it comes to Dynamite, I mostly buy Vampirella books. We appreciate you, and we certainly appreciate when people pick up our titles, and hope that obviously they enjoy them. So this is again, we have one at 150 with 207, close enough, dollars in suggested retail value. So, and if people like it, we'll put more together. Kind of like the vintage, and John's struggling with the plastic bag.
I'm struggling with the plastic bag. This is terrible.
So we will not be able to be using John for fulfillment for Dynamite Comics because John would get one shipment out a day.
Could you imagine that? John, when is my guy?
John touching all the books.
John, when is my book going out? About that, Nebuary.
Nebuary. All right.
But that is just, if you are one of these people, you're watching the show, you maybe want to dip your toe in the water, you want to collect, you're not sure, where to start. The starter kit is a great way to start. $150, you're getting limited edition variant book, you're getting slab 9.8 book, a character that is probably going to be, if the rumors are to be believed, probably on Hulu next year or the year after. And my guess is that is going to push the price of these books way higher. I actually read an article recently about the Disney Plus effect, where Disney Plus, Hulu, they decide to throw something in an animated series or, and the next thing you know, $150 book is $250. And if you didn't catch the blurb, you're like, what happened? And that's because the rumor went out that, there might be an Agents of Wakanda TV show. Now you try to find Agents of Wakanda #1, and the dealer just kind of laughs and says that's great.
And Patrick, yes, you did. So now that we know you're watching, send me an email. I don't know if we have a shipping address for you. So when they're processing the orders today, they mentioned that. So my email is rex.wang, WANG, @dynamite.com. So just want to confirm that. Don't want to send it into into the system without confirming your ship to address. But thanks for joining us tonight, Pat. Appreciate that. So what else do we have here? I hope that's the same person I'm thinking of.
You know what? It's hard not to.
Oh, the Archie, yes.
I guess
that's a good pick.
Archie's one of those books that never seem to go away. I mean, I am old, like old, and Archie's been selling since.
Is that what your watch says? You're old.
It's time for your nap.
I think you left an old off.
Wait, what did he say?
What did he say?
What'd you say?
I think you left an old off of that. Old.
You're absolutely
old.
right. I remember.
I with the zingers. Bring JD back.
No, the first comic book I ever purchased with my own money was 15 cents.
JD's old too, by the way.
Wait, say that again.
JD is old too, by the way.
That's why we like him.
He's at dinner, right? It's like 4:00 out there. He's at dinner.
Well, the senior special ends at 5.
Archie's attracted some amazing creators over the last, we'll say, 10 years.
Yes.
They've done everything with Archie in different time periods. We've had Afterlife with Archie. We've had, over the years, Archie's met Predator and Punisher and Kiss and on and on and on. This is Archie Comics #1, the Dynamic Forces variant. Mark Waid, Fiona Staples. This is a very rare black and white edition signed by Jay Lee.
So a suggested retail of $49.99, and we're going to do it tonight for $19.42.
Wow.
And there's some significance to that year, but I can't remember what it was.
It's the year Archie probably debuted.
There you go. Not enough coffee.
There's, you know what? I almost am ashamed to admit how much I enjoy Archie books because it's come like full circle. When I was a kid, I loved Archie, right?
Yes.
And then you kind of get into like middle school and you start reading
The
like
old
real
jalopy
comics.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden I find myself constantly peeking. People think I only read Dynamite books. I primarily read Dynamite books, but there are occasions where things catch my eye, and Archie is one of them.
The unknown claims the Archie. Stop touching it, John.
Good job. This is getting put back immediately. How many of these were there? One?
There was one.
Well, now there's none.
Now there's none. Amy, we need another one of them sold out thingy stickies.
Man, that book didn't even last long enough for me to make the joke that 1942 was the year John started collecting Social Security.
Nice.
Ooh.
Oh, no, that's nice, man.
Wow.
You know,
He got the super hot salsa tonight with his taco.
He's not. You know what? He's not that far off, though. To be fair.
Whoa! Don't eat tacos before the show anymore. So where'd it go? Where'd you put it? Oh, here.
It's right. It's right here.
Look at
The
All right,
unknown,
so that one's gone.
The Unknown. I cannot tell you how cool this book looks.
That is cool.
Jay's work is just.
I know, and the entire Archie universe has revamped itself. I mean, and that's what's been really interesting.
They've reinvented themselves so many times.
I know.
We've had really cool stuff like Betty and Veronica and Red Sonja and Vampirella. Just somehow they find a way to make Archie work with everything.
I know.
I mean, Archie has met, I think, Batman's 66. It's
Check your watch.
I know, right? No, my watch is telling me it's time for you to take a book off the Silver Age book and hold it up in front of you.
No, dude, you're doing good.
I really don't think they want me touching the Silver Age books.
Yes, I want you to.
I know you do, but I don't think it's in.
You, me, Kyle, and the viewers.
Oh, boy.
We can do anything we want.
If I remember correctly,
What was
X-Men
it?
45 is right around the time they toyed with the idea. We're going to throw this up here. This is X-Men Volume 140, number 45.
Hey, Amy, do we know a presumed grade on
Great
that one?
silver.
7.
Wow. And let me tell you, this is maybe the cleanest book that's here. This is presumed
really nice.
CGC grade 7.
Right. These are obviously not CGC graded, as you can see, because otherwise John would be holding it with a lot more confidence.
I'm putting this back.
No.
No.
No, what are you kidding? Come on.
I will tell you this. That book came out around the time where Quicksilver, they toyed with the idea of Quicksilver learning how to fly over short distances. And you came up with this really cool cover.
So, all right. So this one is, let me
You want me to read
it? No, don't touch my paper.
The paper is worth more than the Silver Age.
Let's see. We have one, as usual, with the Silver Age stuff. $80 tonight. So, and a presumed grade of 7, and it does look really clean.
$80 is a great price for a book that's presumed.
I'm trying to do this so
you're going to get
sort
that
of see.
slabbed, and that thing is at least at a 7. It might even go slightly higher.
So it is very clean.
And you kind of get that.
I'm sure it's unpressed. Talking to Nick about this collection.
Yeah,
it's never been pressed. So if they're guessing it's a 7,
this is
you
really...
have it pressed. You're probably looking at, you can probably get it to a 7.5 or so.
Yeah,
assuming the back looks as good as the front and all of that kind of stuff. And I know Nick's not just guessing based on putting a blindfold on and going that one's a 7. So
this is a real nice one.
No, just roll a D10 from my D&D
the
set.
Unknown he has. If you have one, that's good for you. Yeah, but so whoever doesn't have this in their collection, we have it tonight for, what did I say, $80?
$80. And I got to tell you, that is a great price for a book like this.
This one's in great shape.
I guarantee you.
Dave, is that 49?
That's 49 down here.
It is. It is number 49. But because Dave hurt my feelings, I think, the last show. We're going to do it last. No, I'm kidding.
Dave, do you want to see that book now?
Yeah, do you want to see the 49?
Guys, they're really great prices because they go for a lot higher than that.
Yeah, Amy said.
No, we talk about this all the time. The prices that we offer some of this stuff at, if you think you're going to find it at cons or shows or something like that, I'm confident when I say you will not.
It's, again.
Well, and we talked about this last week, too, is that this is so much of what I do as a dealer and a seller is Silver Age. I mean, I have maybe 2 short boxes of bronze and copper. Everything else is silver and gold in my whole inventory. And so one of the things is that when you learn to price silver and gold, you learn that the market on them changes so rapidly.
They do.
So that if you can get it at $80 tonight, you don't know what it's going to be tomorrow. It could be $280. It could be $80. You just have no way of knowing.
Well, we mentioned the prices tend to be going in one direction, right?
Right. So you got to grab it when you see it in your budget and available.
Yeah, because it's. I mean, let's call it what it is. I mean, it's not going down.
No, we like to have a lot of fun here, and we always want people to buy what appeals to them. Yeah. We don't want people to be treating this like a retirement fund or CNBC or any of this stuff. But the truth of the matter is there is a dollar figure attached to what you buy. I don't care if it's a $5 book, a $50 book, a $500 book. And it's important to point out to people, I think, when you're asking them to spend anything really, that there's an inherent value to this.
I'm just saying, I look at my Bitcoin account and I'm thinking maybe I should have invested in Silver Age comics.
You know those are all made up, right? I figured I'd alienate the Bitcoin people too.
Well, since it's John's job to alienate everybody tonight, I don't want to alienate Dave. So, Dave, you wanted to look at number 49, so we'll take a look at that. But your punishment is, here you go, John.
Oh, no way.
Come on, John, come on. Amy, what is our presumed grade on number 49?
That would be 5.
5. So
and I'm going to say a word about this cover that is like.
Can we stop you?
No. The word for this cover is one word. I'm pretty sure this is a Steranko cover. If you are not familiar with, the man, the myth, the legend of Jim Steranko, Google it, and you'll have about 3 hours of reading to do.
All right. And this is where Kyle scolds us about the lighting, but I can't help it. Sorry, Kyle. So, but just so Dave can get a good look at this. And our presumed grade is 5.
Well, have we filled out a requisition for the $19,000 for full spectrum lighting in here?
I thought you were doing that.
No. I just got the middle finger emoji from Nick. No, that's not happening ever.
So let us know, Dave, or anybody that might be interested or needs this to fill their collection. It's a good looking book. Presumed grade of 5, and tonight we have it at 250. And as with all the Silver Age books, we have 1.
I know people will be like, 250 for a 5. It's a Steranko cover, and if you have gone to stores that have like real deep Silver Age covers, there is a significant value attached to anything Jim Stranko's done. I've had the fortune to meet him a couple times at cons over the years, and I'll tell you right now, what you see is what you get. This guy is like the swinging 60s cat. He's kind of like the definition of cool when you talk to this guy.
I thought you were the definition of cool.
No, I am not. I always tell the story all the time. I'll very briefly mention it again. My best non-Dynamite panel, Comic-Con experience in San Diego, is Jim Stranko sits down. His table reopens. I have a really cool Doc Savage print I would like him to sign, which he did in bronze ink, which is like one of my favorite things that I had. Behind me, Jim looks up, very nice, thank you, super polite guy. I'm one of his henchmen that kind of log in on his Twitter chat. Great, just really generous guy. He looks up and he says, "Oh, hey, Frank." And I know he doesn't mean me. And I'm somehow now positioned between Jim Stranko and Francisco Francavilla. And I'm like, and I imagine this is what the disturbance in the force feels like. And I'm just like, well, one of us isn't a legend, so I'm going to step on out of here. Francisco actually signed a Black Beetle book that I had bought on the con floor.
Right.
And he was super, he was like, he said to me, "Man, we got to meet Jim Stranko today." And I'm like, dude, what? I'm excited about meeting you today.
Right.
I mean, if you know, Francisco is just, there's maybe 2, 3, 4 cover artists at his level. He's done tons of really cool stuff. We just talked about Archie a little while ago, his Afterlife with Archie. He's done amazing stuff for Dynamite. I actually have a lot of the covers he did for Dynamite. I have copies in a separate box, which is the FF box. My wife always assumed that means Fantastic Four. No.
So what do we got here? We got the Unknown. Hey, man, thanks for the offer, but we don't really do it that way here. So everything is at a set price. To be honest with you, with the Silver Age stuff, in a lot of instances, we're right at cost, if not actually losing a few bucks here and there. The main reason we get them is just to add variety to the show. We're trying to obviously grow the show and the experience as a whole, and help out the local comic shops if we can, and try to grow the industry as a whole. So,
as they say,
there's Dave. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave.
All right, cool. Let's see, 49 and 45. Gotcha. All right, so I'm going to put that down.
Dave wants 49 and 45?
Yeah, so Dave wants 49.
Do we want to run the table on these while we're kind of talking about Silver Age? You want to do 47?
You can do whatever you want.
No.
Because I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a sniper outside to get you. It will either be a letterer or a colorist or the entire state of. Which entire state did you insult?
I didn't say that.
That's right. You said shady states. It was Kyle who insulted.
He insulted Ohio.
What's that? I didn't
insult Ohio, and then I insulted New Jersey.
Kyle a little bit, okay? Not a little bit, but I do that every week.
All the places Jimmy Hoffa have been significantly insulted.
He's buried in Ohio
and in New Jersey.
That would make the most sense if Hoffa was in Ohio.
New Jersey. That's right.
Right, Giant Stadium. I didn't say that.
I didn't say that.
Please don't. Yeah, I don't know where Jimmy Hoffa is.
I'm how we're kind of in the.
Yeah, go for it, dude.
Well, Nick has requested I not touch any of the books. And
listen. If Nick wants to request that, he has to be on the air. He's not on the air, so we can do whatever we want.
You said I was going to get
drunk with power.
You said I was going to get. You said I was going to get caught by a sniper outside. Chances are I'm going to get caught by a sniper here.
You'll be fine in here. Okay, it's bulletproof glass. I'm pretty sure. I think
that's X-Men 47, which Rex will be taking out for you.
Nope. It's either John or no one. All right.
This is also this period where they were doing these really cool books where it was the X-Men, but they would feature 2 of the characters in the story primarily. And I was told, I was at a con years and years ago in New York, and somebody asked Stan Lee about this. And Stan said they were trying, X-Men was not selling.
Oh, wait, I got to respond to Dave. Hey, Dave, I will personally take care of it tomorrow. I promise. Okay? Even though you hurt my feelings last show. But, that's okay.
But didn't he say we couldn't tell 4.5-minute stories before the price?
No, that was Ron.
Oh, that was Ron?
No, it was Dave. It
Was it Dave?
Yeah. Now we're going to 5.5 minutes.
Oh,
Tell us
no.
your story, John. Go ahead.
No, it's
Knock
an old
yourself
story.
out.
I was at a con, this is several years ago in New York, and of course Stan Lee is there, and somebody asked Stan about this run of the X-Men, why they would do like Cyclops in a story, and Beast and Iceman in a story, and Angel in a solo story, and Stan kind of sheepishly admitted the other books were selling real well. Spider-Man, Fantastic Four, Captain Thor. What was not selling that well was the X-Men. It was very much, starts and stops.
Right.
So they came up with the idea to feature individual characters to try to get a read on where the audience was at. You would sometimes, like you get Professor X on a cover, with like the lightning coming out of his head, and they're just trying to find out, why is this not working? Because a very similar book over at their distinguished competition, the Doom Patrol, was selling better at this point in of the Silver Age, and they were trying to figure out what are we not hitting here that we're hitting with the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, and et cetera, et cetera. Eventually, they didn't give up, but they just decided this is our concept, and we're just going to go with this, and basically run the wheels off the thing.
Hey, Amy, on number 40, 47, what is our presumed grade? 7. Another 7.
And as Kyle pointed out, at a 7 presumption, these books haven't been pressed. You can kind of, put a little into them and probably wind up with, 7.3, 7.4, 7.5.
Yeah, Kyle's right.
Well, the 3, 4, and 5 don't exist, so don't listen to John. Well, the 3 and 4 don't exist. The 5 does. Don't listen to John. But you could easily press this up to a 7.5 or an 8.
So this one we are doing X-Men number 47, presumed grade of 7. We are doing it 80, and we have $80 tonight, and we have one. I keep saying that.
And again, these books are already sort of discounted as much as they're going to be. I think anybody walks into a store or goes to a website, they're not going to find this book in this condition at that price.
I can tell you right now, in my inventory, I have an X-Men 47 in similar condition, maybe a little bit better if you were saying it's a 7. I'm guessing mine is a 7 or is an 8.85 at $150.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Eating a taco near that one.
No, but it doesn't matter because it's going to go in the Unknowns collection.
Yes, I know.
There we go.
See, I saw that before you did, Kyle. Ooh, I'm impressed.
Are we going to get?
Well, I was running my yap. Like I saw it and then I wanted to finish my sentence.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Another sold.
47.
47?
All right.
So we want to maybe just do 48, run the table here?
Well, I think we got to go to break in a second. Why don't we come
take a break, Kyle?
Yeah.
Let's do the 48 while we're on a roll, and then we'll take the break after. How's that?
Overruled again.
Hey, that's why I'm the executive producer here. I make these.
Kyle and Amy are running the show.
Yeah, well, executive producers should bring us tacos.
They wouldn't keep that long.
What is the presumed grade on 48?
Again, it's a 7.
Ooh, another 7.
Another 7.
Oh, it must be a Kyle night, huh?
I know, right?
All right, so this one is
These are great presumes for Kyle.
48. We'll call this the Kyle Special, and if we had our buddy JD doing the show, we'd see a graphic saying Kyle Special. But Kyle's too busy eating Mexican food, but whatever.
Does he want to get hot sauce?
Kyle's busy waiting for you to say the price because this is one Kyle needs.
All right. Well, Kyle needs this, and it is $80, and we have one. So this is a real nice one too. Wow, we got a lot of 7s tonight, huh?
All right, so here's the deal. If nobody picks this up in the next hour's time,
okay, fair enough.
It's going to go in my X-Men box.
All right.
But
okay.
I see the Unknown and Dave picking up others in this range, so I want to give them a chance first.
Gotcha. Well, wait a minute.
Well, they're going to have another hour, right? So
yeah.
We're going to go to break, and we're going to have.
We'll come back to this one.
Maybe 48 minutes or 52 minutes, whatever it is, and then.
I was informed that we are done at 58 because we went over on Monday.
Oh, do we go over on
Monday? Yeah, that wasn't your fault. That was Spencer's fault. So, all right, Kyle. I guess we should go to break then.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities.
every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Hey,
guys,
sir,
we're back.
and we are back.
So
we were looking at the Dynamite cafeteria craft table.
So what were we on? We said we would. 48. So all right. So just one more time before we move on to the next one, we have X-Men number 48. And it is a presumed grade of 7 and a 7.0 and another really clean copy.
At $80.
I have to say, Nick did good, man. He got all these 7s.
Well, that's, you know what? This is a great kind of segue here. Eventually, there'll be a show called Nick Buys Comics. Nick is very much interested in buying people's books. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, he wants, he's looking for like larger collections, that sort of thing. You know, as much as we love it, you know, please don't email Nick with like, oh, I got these 2 comics for sale. Nick is looking to buy collections, I guess is a great way to put them. You can contact the show, you know, leave comments, and Nick will, you know, maybe drop your email or something, and, you know, you can, you know, Nick will eventually get back to you, email you, and, you know, you can tell him what you have, that sort of thing.
And they'll end up on the show.
Yeah, I mean, things are always sort of churning at Dynamic Forces Dynamite Comics. This is like something, you know, a new direction that I think there's clearly, you know, a call for. People are looking for these Silver Age books. People are looking for chase books, hard to find books. You know, someone with Nick's presence, you know, maybe it's a little easier for him to find a book than me. Just walking around a con all vacant-eyed, like I don't even know where to turn or whatever. I think, you know, Nick being an industry figure, people will, you know, hopefully reach out to him a little bit.
And just to remind everybody, if you like the show, if this is the first time you're joining us, you know, hit like, hit share,
subscribe, please, and hit the notification bell.
Right.
So that this way, you know, when, you know, Rex and some unnamed individual not in the graphics will be on doing the show.
Kyle, you better get him in the graphics, man. He brings it up every show now. So, Kyle must be filling another taco.
He like Taco Jones in his mouth. Wait,
why does he always talk to me when I'm eating a taco? All right, so what do you want to do next, man?
I'll tell you what we're going to do now. I've been super patient. I've let other people buy books.
Oh, no. No Green Hornets until the end. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Disallowed. We need
what we have here is, and you know, this is something that I would put on a T-shirt. This is something I'd put on the hood of my car after my divorce. This is an Alex Ross vegan variant
And if
of
you have
Green Hornet #1.
If you've joined us before, but Kyle, the executive producer, says we can't say that word. I'm not entirely sure why. I don't ask a lot of questions. If he says we can't say it, we can't say it. But it is a variant cover. Alex Ross suggested retail at $100. And tonight we have 3, and we're going to do it at $19.36.
Tonight you have 2, because this one is mine. Keep the change.
That's. I don't think there's enough there.
No, there's plenty there. Don't make me go out to the console of the car.
Trade you for the watch.
This is a really, really, really nice book.
I did this one for John because I know John is a huge Green Hornet
I am
fan.
a Green Hornet, a big
Guys,
fan.
real quick, don't forget to tell people what the MSRP is.
I did. I said it was 100. You need to be listening, Amy. Now I've got.
Yikes!
We'll do it for everyone.
You're
okay?
your parking's not getting validated by Amy now. That's all I can say. Yeah,
So,
this is
suggested retail of 100. Do you hear that, Amy?
the unknown looks like they're
That's
taking,
$100.
the unknown is
U.S.
taking a
dollars, not
So-
Canadian
Allow for
dollars.
every single one of them, okay? From
Oh
now on.
boy!
Boy, she's getting bossy.
I think we're done here, right? Do I see? I think
So is that James?
I see the
jumping on
unknown
Green
claiming one, and I
unknown.
see James claiming the other one.
And James claiming the other one. Somebody claimed the third, so John doesn't get it.
I already bought it. Sorry.
No, I'm
No,
sorry.
if you know what, if somebody else
Do you have a
really
receipt?
wants this,
Do you have a receipt? You do not.
no, you know what? I can probably just go into Nick's office and find Alex Ross's original art for this, and I'll just take that. It'll be
I have
fine.
nothing to do with that at all on any level.
Nothing to do.
I'm just saying I have nothing, absolutely zero.
My guess is Alex Ross's original art is in the Smithsonian where it belongs.
So, we need a wait. It's more or less sold out. Can I get another one of them sold out signs, Amy, please?
You know what? We've kind of got this nice little vibe going where we're sort of stacking books a little bit. So I'm going to hit the other Green Hornet book that's here.
No more Green Hornets. I'm done with Green Hornet.
This is very cool. I've seen this once before. This is Kevin Smith's Green Hornet #1. This is a Dynamic Forces exclusive Alex Ross negative art cover signed by the artist.
Thank you, Amy.
This might be the coolest Green Hornet thing we've offered on this show.
You say that every Green Hornet.
No, I don't. This is
signed by Alex Ross. Did you mention that? I'm sorry.
I did mention that was signed by Alex Ross.
So
It's a negative art cover. Tonight's price for this is the MSRP is that right?
$49.99, but we're selling it for $49.99 because
I almost wish you should charge more because that's how cool this is.
Go ahead and run to your car and get us some more money.
I'll give you the watch.
We'll take the watch. But
This is just
it's
a very
the Alex
cool
Ross
watch.
signatures are getting so much harder even for us to get. So no room on that one. But anybody that wants it, that's not named John, $49.99. And how many do we have? Let me see. We have 2.
We have 2.
So somebody could get this, and John could theoretically get it, but I much prefer when John doesn't get it. So
right?
Yeah.
No, that's the sort of thing that's really
so $49.99 to everybody else. That watch on your wrist to John. That's it. That's the deal.
Green Hornet is one of those characters that a fan like me suffered for a long time because we had runs from like First Comics and Now Comics. It was always very sporadic, and people would have takes on them that, and I'm not going to slam any publisher or creator, but some creators.
Yeah, because the list is too long.
And the lists are way too long. They just weren't to my liking. There's a certain wheelhouse for me in Green Hornet, and some creators didn't hit that mark.
Right.
Dynamite has sort of, for the most part, used the Force a little bit, since what Green Hornet is supposed to be. Almost everything that Dynamite has done with Green Hornet, I've really liked. I've bought everything, and I liked almost everything. The variants in these kind of chase books are just, I'm going to put this up one more time. We're selling this for what? $49.99? I'll tell you right now, that's pretty much what you'd spend at Dunkin' Donuts in like a week and a half. Skip to Dunkin' Donuts and get this book because you'll be sorry if you don't. Signed by Alex Ross.
You're dropping that kind of coin at Dunkin', you need to stop. First of all, their coffee.
You've had 3 cups of coffee in 90 minutes that we're here.
Yeah, but not from Dunkin'.
Not from Dunkin'.
I was going to say something about their coffee, but I'm not going to say it because then no hope we'll ever get Dunkin' as a sponsor.
We're burning the sponsor bridge. Like
Right,
there's
but
no
John's
more.
there all week long, every week, dropping a 50. Okay,
No,
I'm just saying.
50 gets dropped, not at Dunkin' Donuts. Anybody that knows me knows $50 a week gets dropped at Wawa.
Yeah, I know, but not everybody knows what that is. So
Wawa, people who don't know what Wawa is, Wawa's the top of
you're
the
in
convenience
Florida,
store food chain.
Yeah, if you're in Florida, you know.
I think there's
let's see
one in
who we got.
Virginia, 1 or 2 in Virginia.
John's Watch plus John's Watch, James.
Nice.
I like the way you think, James. I like it a lot,
I was
buddy.
almost tempted to take this book to the side, just leave the watch there.
So yeah, right. All right. So what do we got? What do we got next? What do we want to do next? What do you think?
Oh, and if there's anything up here that people, they see, they want us to kind of,
Yes.
they want us to
back
get
to.
go
Yes.
back to, just let us know. We'll try to kind of, circulate through everything that's not sold out before we end the show. We're going to go with this because one of the individuals that signed and remarked this walked out maybe 10, 15 minutes ago. He just walked past us, and he walked past us with the sort of, bye-bye, suckers, keep selling books.
All right. Oh, Mariano. Yes. Let's do that one. I like that one too. So this is
a cool cover. This is Avengers Infinity War sketch cover, signed and remarked by Mariano and Joe Delgado. This book is written by Mark Waid. This is like where this is where the Kang War kicks off.
Right.
This is where the Kang War kicks off. This is clearly my copy. How many of these do we have?
2. You're going to need to get more cash.
You dropped it. You bought it.
All right. So a suggested retail is $196.30, and tonight we'll do $100.
Wow.
And really an excellent remark. And we have, Amy, do you have the other one? Somewhere.
This is real. I know, right?
Because each one is a little bit unique.
Yeah, I mean,
we had 3 of them at one point, I think. And
the cool thing about remarks is they really are original art in the most literal sense of the word. Monday we had
wait.
What?
Will wants to see Witchblade, and Dave wants to see some more vegans. All right.
Do we have any more? I don't know if
let's do the Witchblade first, because that
we do have another vegan cover too.
Yes,
So
we do.
We'll get to Witchblade, the 2 requests in a row.
Let's see. The Green Hornet negative is a claim. Okay, James. So James took the Green Hornet negative.
James took the Green Hornet negative. We have 1 left.
I believe so.
Okay.
Let's see. And then let's do the Witchblade next.
We want to do Witchblade.
Yeah.
This is just, I love this character, this cover. This is Witchblade 161. We have a Chris Girusso variant gold signature series cover. Tim Seeley is sort of, I don't want to say put Witchblade. I don't want to make it sound like it's a single effort, but Tim Seeley starts doing Witchblade. I noticed a lot more people talking about it again. I noticed the book becoming a chase book. I noticed the back issues getting jumped up in price. The cover here is is a lot of fun. Of course, like all these books, there's the certificate of authenticity on the back. I just thought we'd mention it. The holofoil seal, so that if you choose to take it out of the plastic, something I literally don't know if I've taken a book out of the plastic in the 20th century. I've always bought a reader's copy, and now I buy a digital copy.
When we first started doing this together, you were taking them out.
Yeah, no, but those weren't my comics. Although if I dropped them, Nick said they were going to be my comics. What are we charging people for this?
Let me see. Witchblade. All right. So suggested retail is $89.99, and we're doing the Witchblade tonight for $50, and we have 2.
This is just a very cool, signed by the artist, gold signature series. This is a great $50 is sort of like, and I certainly don't want to pigeonhole anybody, but $50 is maybe the best sort of way for you to dip your toe in the collector market. You're going to get a remark at about that price.
Right.
You're going to get like a DF variant type book that's signed at that point, sometimes signature series, silver signature series, sometimes gold.
Right.
This is in gold, signed by the author Kim Seeley. And this is Witchblade tends to be a real edgy kind of character. And to get this great sort of, lighthearted cover for $50, that's a $50 book all day. And the good news is you pick this up for $50, you can tell your obnoxious comic book collecting friends on the internet that you got it for $50, and they're out there looking at the Chase book for twice that much.
Are you referring to yourself?
Considering how I don't have any obnoxious comic book collecting friends in my group, it's got to be me.
Well,
you know what they say.
Creators texting you, stop handling my comps. So, and then who was it that wanted to see?
I desperately wanted to say, Dave, I read all your comps before they send them out, but
handling them repeatedly. So the vegan cover.
I have my routine. I have Dave Acosta's comps and my Cheetos, and no.
So that's what all that orange dust is when you get your comps. Guys.
So we were asked about a vegan book, and this is one of my all-time favorite things Dynamite has done. If Nick had $1 for every time I asked for more of this, he would probably have $3 by now. This is Legendary, number 3, written by Bill Willingham. Joe Benitez art. If you have not read, and this goes for everything, but I'm going to take a minute here to ask people, if you have not read Legendary by Bill Willingham from Dynamite, as soon as this show is over, reach out to your local comic book store and see if they have it. Go to their website and see if they have it, because Dynamite has done a lot of really neat stuff in the 17-ish years I've been reading it. And then, of course, the years before that. I don't know if I've enjoyed anything as much as Legendary. If you are a steampunk fan, if you are a Dynamite fan, this, you can see on the cover, one of the characters is the $6,000 man. I absolutely love that.
And we definitely encourage everybody, and John and I always try to, in all seriousness, try to remind everybody, make sure you patronize your local comic book shops. The ultimate in small businesses, especially after this last year.
Yeah.
But we hope that you guys are enjoying the show, and we try to bring you stuff that maybe is a little bit more difficult to find. Whether it be Silver Age or vegan covers, signed books, that type of graded books.
One of the things that really sort of makes a book a Chase book is when people dial into it later. Because it's me, was on board with Legendary immediately, but I've, in different chats I've discussed, and people go back and they get it, and then they're looking for the books, and
right.
They can't find exactly what they're looking for. Right. This is just beautiful art. What is the ask for this? Because it's already up there. I'm sorry. My bad. Well, I'm so used to telling like a 9-minute story and people are desperately waiting for the price.
Check the watch.
For $50, this is Justin. How many do we have?
Let's see. We have 3.
We have 3. So, this is kind of one of those things that, they'll, like I wind up taking home with me because
like so many books that we have. Let's do something.
This is going to your local comic book store to the extreme. This is going to your local comic book publisher by LCP.
And we make you sit down and chat with us for 2 hours.
It's one of those things where people have asked me, is Dynamite my favorite publisher because they're in Mount Laurel and I live in Mount Laurel. Not big spoilers. You can read the indices at the bottom and they're obligated to tell you where they are. And I don't think anybody cares that I live in Mount Laurel. But yeah, I mean, if I was a younger,
do not come to my house.
If I was a younger,
go to John's house.
Person, you can look me up under Rex. Last name is Wang.
I have one watch. The man has enough watches for, what did you say?
I'm looking on your wrist. I don't know if I'd call that a watch, son.
Ooh, ouch! Now you can put me on the list.
I know, right? This is a book which we've talked about this a lot. DC seems to move now from one major event to another. It seems like it's like DC Comics moves at like a breakneck pace in storytelling. It seems like they're literally the imprint of disaster, one after another. Whether it's in Green Lantern or Batman, there's Death Metal, there's Robot Insects. It's always something. This one is deceased. The end of everything starts here.
Number one. This is signed by Greg Capullo.
A guy who knows a thing or two in DC Comics, a little bit.
Limited to 240 copies.
Yeah, this is.
We have 3 tonight at $49.99.
Tom Taylor writes this book. I mean, Tom is sort of, these are guys that have sort of gotten behind the steering wheel at DC and moved it to where it is now.
Yeah, I would agree.
This is what the DC fans want to see. Certain publishers, certain imprints have different. Like Marvel is more of a long-term storytelling. Yes. You've got lulls and stuff like that. DC readership is clearly, we want to see the end of the world in every issue, and it works. I mean, let's be honest. These are chase books. These are books that are not you find in the dollar bin. They're just not.
And there was really a time I remember growing up reading comics. You were a Marvel guy, you were a DC guy. But right now it's nice to see the industry as a whole just grow.
Yes.
Whether it's DC, whether it's Marvel, whether it's Dynamite, whether it's one of the other independents, whatever the case may be, it helps all of us as the industry continues to grow.
I'm old enough to remember when Dark Horse appeared, and people were like,
"Just determined you were old as dirt."
Oh, I remember the day I picked up Action Comics #1. No.
Brand new off the newsstand.
Dark Horse appeared, and in the the people who kind of went to the comic book stores in malls in particular, and if you've ever watched Kevin Smith's Mallrats, I'm here to tell you, being from that generation, that's exactly what it was like. There were tons of kids hanging out in the mall, reading their comics, waiting for the guy to open, waiting for New Comic Book Day. And when a new company started, you could hear like a pin drop in the mall. We were like, so it's not going to be Marvel or DC or, something like Archie or whatever. We're like, no, it's a new company, new this, new that. It's nice to see now we have publishers co-publishing, kind of doing crossovers. Right. We have stuff where, we had The Invaders, which was a Marvel and Dynamite project originally when they brought The Invaders back the first time. We've had stuff like Archie, Betty and Veronica meet Red Sonja and Vampirella. And to see comics be like that in 2021 is very cool, because if you're old, you kind of picked one or the other, and that was it.
Will says later, thanks, Will. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it, buddy.
Will.
But what do you want to go to next?
Maybe, okay. This is kind of a funky cover, and it kind of jumped out at me. And this is this is a retail variant. Okay, this is Silver Signature Series.
Yep.
I couldn't figure it out for a second what it was. Signed by the writer Charles Soule.
Works for me.
This is when they kind of had these battle zones and war zones where the Civil War never ends. You've got Tony Stark as the president. Steve Rogers is like this General Washington type character. This is a very cool variant. And if you followed Civil War, this is really like off theme for them, which makes it even more, this is just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
And we have one.
This is an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. variant edition of this. We have exactly one.
Suggested retail is $79.99, and tonight we have this one for $50. Let's see.
When you're getting a third off books, half off books, it's this is something where
15 limited to 15 copies. This one is number 7.
Yeah, this is something which I've when I come in here and there's something I haven't ever seen, like ever. It's a little weird. This book, I had not seen this before. Just we've got the artist's silver signature right here at $50. This is one of these books again where you can sort of go online and post, look what I grabbed for half the price because, Rex and the guy not in the credits hooked me up.
We don't have credits.
Do we? Are we anywhere near a break? Or
I think we're getting closing in. We could probably. What time is it? We could probably do one more.
Do one more?
Yeah. Hit it.
If we're going to do one more, we'll do Avengers #1. This is another variant, just really funny. Gold Signature Series, Jonathan Hickman. And we've talked about this before. Jonathan Hickman is sort of, I don't want to say left the industry, but he's taken a step back. This is the Deadpool Gangnam Style variant. This is
limited to 10.
This is one of these books where a dealer will have it out there for you to see at a show or a con, and then the price will be so high you'll be like, I can't do it.
And tonight we have it at let's see, $99.99, so $100 more or less. And Kyle had the wrong graphic.
Forget having my name in the graphic. Yeah.
It's hard to eat a taco and produce a show all at the same
Graphics
time.
are hard. Leave them alone.
Hey, he's the one that keeps leaving your name off.
That's fine. I understand. It's just really, it's the kind of thing where if you're that sort of collector where you're looking for, the rare, the not everyday books, you know what I mean? When you have, something that's fun and funky like that, you can get it at a price that I think is very affordable.
Right.
The very last show I went to before the lockdown, I'll tell you right now, those prices on those kinds of variant books were screaming high. And dealers were just like, they had the kind of that's what the market will bear face.
Right.
Shortly thereafter, Original Art joined suit. Original Art piece that was $500. You came back to a store a month later, and it was,
Well, I think the lockdown changed a lot of things.
I think the lockdown. I think what you said is true too. The market sort of people went in their books and found what they had.
Yep.
And you would think if everything flooded the market, the price would go down. It absolutely did not. When Silver Age books, Bronze Age books, books that were slabbed suddenly went out on the market.
Well, I think two things happened. I think that people went and, why you have a backlog at places like CGC, but then also people were buying a lot more because they had all this free time, and there's only so many cooking utensils you can buy from Amazon, before you start.
We talked about that, what the average person would spend on their money. Gas and tolls, and if you work in an office environment, you've got a clothing budget which you have to sort of keep up, and entertainment. People say they don't do it, but you go out with your buddies and you have a couple beers and throw darts, shoot pool. It's $60 every time you do it.
Yep, exactly.
And
all
all
of a sudden
that
you can't do that,
and all that adds up. Now, when everything is closed, you've got some disposable income. You're kind of bored sitting in the house. There's only so much Netflix you can stream. And you start finding your ways to claim shows and websites, Facebook groups where people are selling
the same
things.
thing like Netflix, HBO, Max, all of them, they're showing record numbers. Why? Because you're trapped at home.
Everything's all the streaming services made money. All the ratings were rocket high. Now, as we kind of transition back into this weird sort of we're there, sort of we're not there.
Well, buying habits have changed. I mean, and they've changed permanently. So that probably has a lot to do with it. But Kyle, should we go to break? Kyle's going to take us to break as soon as he's done eating that taco.
It's going to be a big taco. And we're
Hey
back.
guys, I totally forgot. John will be dancing for us next Wednesday. Okay,
Don't tune in
he's
for
gonna
that.
practice on Taji Beats on Saturday and be ready to go on Wednesday. Kyle, we're gonna need you to key up the music.
That's a great way for you to tank ratings in the next show. Old fat dude dancing. Yeah, there we go.
What do we got, bud?
I wanted to get to this just because it's been here, and I know people, they wait and they wait and they wait. And I thought this was a book.
Feel free to rush us, by the way.
This is a slabbed book. CGC 9.8. This is Batman Joker Warzone.
We have one.
We have one, and this thing is just, the cover here is, not only is it cool, but it's immaculate.
So retail is $89.99, and we'll do it tonight for $50. And we only have the one.
We only have one. I'll tell you, for $50, if you know, there's almost no reason to pass on this. This is almost like currency. This is what I imagined people will pay for stuff in the future. Hopefully, it's CGC books and wristwatches. Otherwise, I got no money in the future.
We'll take a trade on the wristwatches, but I need to see the rest of them so I can make a proper selection.
This is really, really nice.
So that was
Joker Warzone.
Batman, the Joker Warzone #1, CGC graded 9.8 guaranteed. For $50, we have one tonight. Let's see. What should we go to next?
You know what? I think, and
Who
maybe
wants it?
Oh, who's that?
who wants it?
Pat is
Patrick?
taking the Batman. All right, let me write that down. I know. Amy is also taking care of it.
That's a really nice book, Patrick. I think you're gonna be. You take a call now on.
Yes, I have to take a call. Excuse me. No.
Just take a call. Yep. Quarter milk, loaf of bread. Got it.
Yeah, it's usually my daughter. 21 years old, and I'm still doing everything. Isn't that
21
crazy?
years old. Please bring home good comics, Dad.
She actually, without my urging at all, became a comic fan, going to cons, obviously, before everything shut down.
This is.
For Batman.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. This is
what'd
new.
you put?
This is Birds of Prey.
I can't reach that far.
That's okay on it. This is Birds of Prey 0, signed by Twain Zazinski. This is sort of like a retold first meeting of Black Canary and Batgirl.
Let's see, Birds of Prey #0. Let's see. I got to print these out bigger. Font.
I was going to say, seriously, the font, man.
I
And the
know,
font
dude.
on the laptop,
No, this
too.
is actually the bigger one. The one Amy printed, it's like for young people.
She's laughing.
I said I gotta reprint this for the elderly.
Good luck reading this, Pop-Up.
Pop up. That's not
Font size 3
we all determined that you picked up action #1 on the
on the
newsstand.
stands.
All right, Birds of Prey #0. Let's see, $29.99 tonight, and we have one, and it's signed and limited to 40 copies. 40 signed copies were ever produced.
See this how we're on New 52 #0s?
And during the break, we were talking about Hickman, right?
We were talking about Hickman, and there's a really good point to be made here. Getting the signature of someone like Jonathan Hickman, who admittedly is not quite as integrated into the comic writing community as he was previously, he's moved on to other things. You can still get his signature. It's going to involve, reaching out to, his rep, his agent, whatever. You're going to have to carefully pack and mail your book that you want signed. That's all at your expense. There's going to be a charge for that, for the book signing, of course. Then it's going to have to be sent back to you. You're also paying that fee.
Right.
Chances are you're going to want to get some insurance on the book once it's signed. You're probably going to get the upgraded service, because I know I'm not sticking the comic book in the mail that Jonathan Hickman is going to sign, not the regular, first class mail. That's all going to add up.
Yeah. Time and work involved.
What did we have this Jonathan Hickman book at? Was it $50?
Which one was it? No,
Avengers.
I gotta find it again. The font is too small. We had one at $99.99.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, if you're going to
limited to 10, there were only 10 that were ever signed.
If you're going to go through the trouble of reaching out to Hickman or any creator who's sort of going through this process for signatures now, the legwork and the costs, the kind of a la carte costing, is going to exceed anything that we're going to offer here. You might be, if you try to get that book signed, you pick up the copy, pack it, etc., 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 you'll be well over $100. The way it works here is you just claim it. Kyle throws a link, simple instructions to follow. Rex makes sure your book goes out. It is literally that simple, and you're saving money. I mean, it's just cheaper. Here's another creator, Tom DeFalco, Legion Lost Zero. Pete Woods did the art in this book. Really cool character, really cool cover. Let's see. Timberwolf, one of the...
And also limited to 10 copies.
Timberwolf is one of those characters in Legion of Superheroes that has been 4 or 5 different versions.
Yeah.
Everybody, he just seems to be like one of the enduring characters. There's always those characters that kind of fade into the background, but there's a couple characters that always seem to be at the forefront of Legion, and Timberwolf is one of them.
So suggested retail is $69.99. We have 2, and we'll do it for $24.70. Amy put in my notes for Adventure Comics number 247, first appearance.
You can see up here, it's slightly hard to see between the lighting and the lens, but here in silver is Tom DeFalco's very recognizable signature. This is a nice, if you're a Legion fan, this is especially probably the 2 books I've read the most from DC over my lifetime of, since Gutenberg invented the printing press.
Dave's giving you a solid. Look at that. Don't compliment him.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it, especially, it's a rough room. But the books I've read the most over my life from DC have been Green Lantern and Legion of Superheroes. They've both kind of had their ups and downs. But Timberwolf has always been a character that has there's 2 characters that have stood out. My favorite Legion of Superhero character, I've mentioned this a bunch of times on social media, is Ultra Boy. I always love the drama of he can use his powers one at a time. So what does he use? You know what I mean?
Bipolar.
He's almost Superman, but sorry, not quite.
Yeah. He can't multitask.
Well, no, I shouldn't say that. Mon-El is almost Superman. He's almost Mon-El.
Well, he's number 3. He can't multitask. One power at a time.
He really is a unitasker, but good writers will always find a way to put Ultra Boy into a story. Timberwolf is an easier character to integrate. We have characters now like Lobo and Wolverine where, they're like murder machines.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where you wait for them.
Right.
You absolutely wait for them, where Ultra Boy is one of those characters where, I can't put him in this because even if he's lifting something, he'll get burned alive because he's not invulnerable or whatever.
Right.
They always find a neat way to sort of introduce that character into the story.
So what else we got? Oh, let's do the Spider-Man number 700. That's probably one of the more special items that we've had.
Here it is. I'm looking right at it. I'm like, I don't see it. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, let me pull out first when the show's over. Your eyesight's starting to scare me, John.
Well,
so this one is just it's a really special one. So
it's very special.
Not going to be in everybody's budget, I realize.
No, it's not. And first of all, let me tell you why. This book is Gold Signature Series by a Mount Rushmore of Marvel Comics creator, John Romita. And you can see Senior. And you can see his signature in gold down here. Hopefully, I'm trying to get it in so that people can see it. The very recognizable signature of John Romita.
And unfortunately, we got no room on this one, obviously.
We have one?
We have one, and the price is $6.99. Because, obviously, we've talked about this before.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, $700 is not, throwaway money, but for the collectors and watching this.
Yeah, well, I mean, part of it is just the unknown. Wow, I guess we could stop talking about it. Because, I mean, it's just more and more difficult to get, obviously due to a lot of different reasons. So the unknown is claiming that one. All right, so let me write that down. All right.
The unknown says to wait.
Wait, what's that?
He came back immediately with wait, $6.99. So let's see. Unknown, can you confirm that you want to grab it or not?
In the meantime, I'm just going to leave this here.
Thanks, man.
This is a character where you really, the intricacy of the cover of the work here is, it's kind of like a monument or a testament, I guess, to everything John Romita has done. If you're old like me and you had the Amazing Spider-Man poster that came with the Amazing Spider-Man album, one of the things you saw every night when you walked in your room was this John Romita signature. And to see that in gold is just very nice. And
so
the Unknown is taking this? Is that right?
I think so. I think we're confirming,
We're confirming
now.
that?
So,
Okay.
So
just let Kyle know, Amy know,
yep,
whoever.
let Kyle know. Let us know, and we've got it here for you if you want it. So let's see. Wow, we really blew through this tonight.
We did blew through this. Well, we blew through stuff, and there's a couple things I wanted to.
All right, the Unknown is passing.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so we're still going to have this. No worries, bud. $6.99. The only one of its kind. Gold signature series by Mount Rushmore Hall of Fame level Marvel creator John Romita Sr.
So let's do.
Do we have anything left?
Yeah, the Detective Comics 1000. That one's a nice one.
Oh, this is the Frank Miller variant.
Yep.
This is very, very cool.
And we have one.
This is one signed by Frank Miller, another person, speaking of, comics, Hall of Fame, legendary creators. This is Detective Comics 1000, the Frank Miller variant, signed by Frank, gold signature series.
For $299.99 tonight. So, and this one is hand signed by Frank Miller.
What's the limited edition?
When the Dark Knight Returns, there's how many of these are there? I'm trying to say.
I don't know. I can't.
This book is number 20.
Yeah, 80 copies.
There's 80 copies of this that have been signed because it's the 1980s variant. I'll tell you right now, when Dark Knight hit the stands, it was like nothing anybody had seen before. It was the same kind of vibe as when Watchmen hit the stands.
Right.
People were like, what's happening? What are we doing? It's like turning, back in that period, you've got like the Bronze Age is kind of humming along, and you've got some cool books and cool characters. And then all of a sudden Frank Miller comes out with this.
Right.
And Batman's old and mean, and you know what I mean?
It's redefinition, if you will.
You're like, what am I looking at? His art style is just so, so impactful. So impactful. Not the Batman everyone was used to when this book came out in the 80s.
And it redefined and has become source material for the movies as well.
I don't know how much signing Frank Miller plans on doing, but my guess is, at $2.99, is that what we're asking for this book?
Yes.
At $2.99, you will probably be better served if you want Frank Miller signature, getting it this way, than going to a con, waiting online, or going through an agent in the book. And like we mentioned earlier, there's sort of the shipping and the insurance and the tracking number. I've been down this road before, and let me tell you, when I was younger, even before the days of the internet, you would get like a postcard with a tracking number and just hope that the book that you had wired hundreds of dollars for would get to your house. Right. There was maybe 2 or 3 places you could go. Everybody remembers the original Mile High Comics, the ad. Yep. You used to have the checklist of what they had, and you'd have to go back and forth with them.
Patrick has a request. The Carnage Slab. We sure can. Want to grab that one, John?
Sure.
Pull it out of the bag, if you will,
I will
sir.
absolutely take this out of the bag. This is just... Let's put this over to the side. Yep, it's right there. This is the Patrick Leeson variant. It is CGC graded 9.8. This is sort of like a platinum level book. We've talked about this before. Carnage, more movies.
Right.
Venom, more movies. Spider-Man, an endless list of movies and animated series. The prices of these only go in one direction. If you have an opportunity and interest to pick this up at $84, you probably should, because I'll tell you right now, when they announce Carnage is going to be in a movie or he's going to be in an animated series, this $84 will jump really quickly.
Right, and we have one.
We have one.
John, you know Carnage is in the Venom 2, right?
I do, but
okay. So this book is already jumping.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, you know what? Then Kyle can do this, and I'll eat the tacos. No, Kyle's absolutely 100% right. These things that the thing I read was that they were looking at doing, depending on how the movie tested, they were looking at maybe doing like a Spawn-like cartoon for Carnage, possibly Venom 2. A lot of this stuff out there right now is just sort of just that noise in the air, but it seems like it's different this time because everything sort of clicks.
Patrick claims Carnage.
Oh, cool. All
nice. Right. Patrick, that is an absolute beautiful book. And as Kyle pointed out, you know, it's already jumping. It's, you know, Chase book. You know, you're lucky when you find a nice copy of the book in the store or at a show. You know, to have one that's already, you know, slabbed and graded.
Guaranteed 9.8. And we were talking about what Kyle said, that they were like 4 months out, CGC. So you'd wait a long time to be able to get that slab, assuming you get a 9.8. So there were a couple of things you said you wanted to go back over.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I wanted to go back over. We kind of, you know, we had a nice sort of, you know, nice run tonight. We had a nice mix of books. Like you said, we got slab stuff, Silver Age stuff, collectibles at different price points. One of the things I wanted to go back to, and this is very selfish of me, it's just because I love Legendary series.
I'm surprised you didn't go back to the Green Hornets. But I think the reason why is because he doesn't want anybody else to buy it.
No, there's no Green Hornet now. I will go back to that in a second. This is this is ultra limited cover. This is done by Joe Benitez. It's what do you call it? Vegan art. Vegan. It is clean. It is unlogoed, unbranded.
Because Kyle says we can't say that word.
On the cover we have, and I know people will be like, I don't recognize any of those characters. That's because Legendary is a steampunk setting. On this cover is Captain Victory, Magnus Spadarosa, which I'm not going to spoil by telling you who it is. And this character right here, they did a great job of it. That's the $6,000 man. Really, this is $50, and I got to tell you, what?
I said inflation.
It's inflation, but no, I mean everything about Legendary. Bill Willingham, just you know, you had Sergio Fernandez de Villa, just the everything about this. Like you said, I certainly hope somebody picks this up before we go off the air. If we don't, I would urge everybody, go to your local comic book shop when we're done here. Hit their website.
And if you see anything, if somebody joins us afterwards and watches the recorded version, if it's still available, as you see, you know, certain things sell out during the show, but if it's still available, we'll honor the price. You know, certainly. But just to remind everybody, we still have number 48 left.
I was going to say, is this still available?
I believe it is.
Nick is nowhere in sight, right, so Amy? I'm just going to take this out real quick.
Yeah, there you go. Amy, number 48 still available, right?
Yeah.
7.0, $80 tonight. We have, of course, with the Silver Age stuff. We, you know, at any given time we have one. You know, we get it. We turn it right back around and, you know, put it on the show. So, but the John Romita Spider-Man 700. I know that one's pricey. It's not in everybody's budget.
It's you know what? It's not in everybody's budget, but for the people with. What is the, I'm trying to think of the old quote from Ferris Bueller. If you have the means, I would highly recommend getting the book. Yes. Yeah, I mean, John Romita, you know, there's not a ton of signing going on. We had Spencer here the other day. He's, I guess, John's rep for art, and he's talked about there's not going to be a ton more signing. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's not going to be, you know, he's an elder statesman of the industry. He's enjoying his retirement. If you're like, oh, I'll just catch him at a con or something, you probably won't.
No, especially given current conditions.
Given current conditions, I can't imagine an octogenarian creator shooting across the country
I would agree.
to sign books. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's one of the architects building the Marvel universe. I think he's good. His son is a powerhouse in the industry in his own right. I think John Romita Sr. is probably just happy to kind of have, as my dad used to say, enjoy that second cup of coffee in the morning, not slam it.
Right.
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
Exactly. So
I'm going to put this up here again
because he loves Green Hornet.
I do love the Green Hornet, but this is really, really neat, though. This is Kevin Smith's Green Hornet. This is an Alex Ross negative art cover. And I got to tell you.
Don't forget, James claimed one, so there's only one left.
There's only one left. This is signed by Alex Ross. And, I don't know too many signatures that are more sought after than Alex Ross signing.
Well, I'm a big fan. We've talked about it before. The realism of Zard is just phenomenal. I mean, first time I saw his work, it's like, is that a picture or is that,
I remember the first time I saw an Alex Ross cover, it took me a second. It took my old kind of Silver Age brain a second to lock into what I was seeing. The first thing it reminded me of, and I mean this with the highest possible regard, it reminded me of the first time I saw a gold key cover. It's sort of photo and the art was different. I didn't know. When I was younger, I was that weird kid that collected Gold Key comics, right? And most people were like, ugh. But I loved Gold Key comics. I loved the Gold Key characters. Another serendipitous moment when Dynamite started doing Solar, Magnus, Turok. But the covers had a very distinct look to them, which were not like Marvel and DC, which I guess is what attracted me. And it shocked me. I was a kid, 10, 11 years old maybe, when I was buying these books. When I saw Alex Ross's work, I had to stop and look again, and I had that same reaction. Is he like painting over an image or something? Like I didn't know. Right? I didn't know what I was looking at, and literally I was looking at the work. I don't know if there's been a comic book artist more talented with paints, with pencils. I mean, I guess if I gave this guy a box of Crayola, you'd get like an amazing cover.
I mean, it's just the realism was what always jumped out at me, and it's not that you don't appreciate the other creators, the other artists.
Oh, of course you do. I mean,
it just had this look to it. It was just amazing.
It also reminded me the first time I saw Neil Adams' work. Neil Adams' work was markedly different than what I was used to reading in Silver Age books. And you were like, whoa, what am I looking at here? This is great. I think a great way this has been said by a lot of people, but I really think that Alex Ross has been called the Norman Rockwell of our industry. And if you don't know who Norman Rockwell is, kids, Google it. It's kind of cool. But I think it's right. I think it's accurate. Norman Rockwell kind of captures a vibe, a spirit of like Americana, American life, or whatever he's doing.
He defined a period in
He American defined history, a period, and I think with Alex Ross, he defines the feeling of how amazing a superhero is, how they stand out. Like in a standard definition world, superheroes are in high def. They're in 4K. And he draws them that way. The most mundane poses. I mean, how many times I mentioned earlier Green Lantern? You know how many times they had Green Lantern flying in space or floating over somebody's head? And then you get an Alex Ross rendition of that. And you realize I'm looking at a man flying with like a power ring, or whatever.
It changed everybody's perspective.
It changes the dynamic. It changes your perception. It's really, I'm going to put this up here one more time real quickly for you. And if you don't pick this up, go find the original cover for this. The Alex Ross covers can be kind of hard to find, but.
So I think we got 2 minutes left.
We have 2 minutes left. Do we want to talk about tacos?
Yeah, we can talk about tacos.
Is there something we got to this book?
I think we got to everything, didn't we?
Did we get to everything?
I think we did.
I don't want someone sitting there saying, I've been waiting the whole show, and now they're talking about nothing.
I think they'd reach out and touch us with the chat. So But I want to remind everybody, Friday night from 7 to 8 Eastern will be the original art show. So we showed a few of the pieces of original art that will be on that show. But be sure to join us that night. I think it'll be Nick and John. And there's the Red Sonja again.
There's the Red Sonja again. I'm just going to throw this out. This is Jenny Fresno cover. These kind of monochromatic, single. This is the blood red ultra limited cover. The line work, the artists really shine through with these sort of things. I think
the line art shows you. I mean, it's clean. You can see the actual.
This is Red Sonja number 4. It's just so nice, and it is subtly different than the blood red Vampirella covers. They do really, the inker, the color.
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Dave, because we're almost running out of time. Thanks for watching, Dave. I mean, we love doing it. So tell your friends, hit like, subscribe, notification bell. We will be back
this week in stores.
Don't
Dynamite
forget,
Comics, Vampirella.
and support your local
Elvira
comic book
meets,
shops.
Yeah, Elvira meets Vincent Price. Go to your local comic book store, pick these up. Pick up whatever you like. Your back issues.
Real quick, guys, James was asking about Red Sonja.
Oh, okay.
How much is Red Sonja? Hurry up.
Red Sonja, the $23.
$23. This thing is
that the right one?
Dead gorgeous.
Yes, the blood red.
Ultra rare blood red.
All right, James, if you need to see more, please email rex.wang at dynamite.com. He can send you some scans. We are out of time, guys. We got to go.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, Kyle.
See you, Taco Kyle.